Hello, and welcome to a weekend with me and my partner and my dogs. So this weekend is supposed to be gorgeous out for spring. It's gonna be sunny, it's gonna be 55 to 60. Like in our neighborhood alone, all the cherry blossoms are blooming and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I am itching to be outside. Or should I say my nose is. I have really bad allergies, but that doesn't matter. I'm willing to deal with it because the outdoors is replenishing to my soul. The Northwest is very rainy, very dreary, 8 months out of the year. So on days like this or weekends like this, I am taking full advantage of it. We're gonna go to a fragrance garden to walk the dogs. We're gonna run some errands today. Grocery shop. I need to go to Sally's because I'm bored of my hair. I'm always bored with my hair. It's a recurring theme on this channel. I'm gonna take you guys on a walk around the block today to show you guys all the beautiful flowers I get within my own neighborhood. And then tomorrow we're going sailing. First sailing trip of the year, which is always scary, but also very exciting. Also, I haven't been practicing any of my knot techniques, and I'm pretty sure I forgot all of them, so I'm gonna have to spend some time brushing up on that today. The main theme of my channel is weight loss, and I have been at 157 with its ups and downs for about a year now. At least it's sustainable, but I do know that I can get over the plateau, and I'm working on it, and I think being outdoors is going to just help me get that little push that I need to do. Last year it didn't really, but I wasn't really focusing on that. I was focusing on being less afraid of traveling in the car, being on the boat, learning some nutritional information that I never bothered to look into before. That's all done. I am more confident on the boat. In the car, I'm just telling myself that I trust Steven, and I literally have no control over anything, so being hyper aware of every possible threat is not going to help anyone. And although the carb episode is not out and still will take a while till it is, the information has been learned. And I'll give you guys my short conclusion right now since some of you have been waiting for it for a while. Carbs are fine. Refined carbs, not so much. Complex carbs are probably the best for you. Well, they are. But they all get turned into fructose eventually, which is sugar. But the rate at which it spikes your insulin differs per carb. Okay, in any case, if you're new here, I ramble. It's just how the channel goes. But I also show you guys a lot of cool things, hopefully, that you guys would like. Something a little bit different, because I learned recently that I'm an outdoorsy person. It's really funny because when I was living in Nebraska, I really could care less about the outdoors. When I told my friends I was moving to Portland, they were like, oh, you're gonna hate it. It's raining all the time. And I was like, I don't really care because most of my stuff is indoors anyway. I was big into volleyball and softball. But volleyball's done indoors and softball's done during the summer months anyway, so I didn't really see any difference. But there is a big difference. Once you learn that you love doing things outside and then it gets taken away from you, it's very difficult to miss out on that time outdoors. So although there will be some rainy and cold days for the next couple months, we are going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. I'm ready for it. I want to go on the hikes. I want to try and do some more cinematic vlogging stuff before our trip to Scotland, June 30th. Which reminds me there will be no Vlogmas in July because I'm not hauling my computer on this trip. Packing lightly is going to be the name of the game. And I'm going to have like a week's worth of footage to edit. And in my head, I want to edit it two different ways. I want to do the travel vlog, and then I want to do an informative vlog about how I edited the travel vlog. Because I like to show you guys things, and then I like to have you guys learn with me on things. It's just more fun that way for me. But that's going to be a lot of work, which is fine. Work keeps us busy. And speaking of busy, I need to get busy on breakfast. I want to start the day. It is 8:30 and I have been bursting with energy since 5 a.m. I've been making sure to get my 100 grams of protein in a day, and that always just gives me boundless energy. Too much energy sometimes. Yeah. I also want to make a quick note. I'm replacing 3 of my meals a week with a chicken breast and some form of vegetable. So not only am I doing 100 grams of protein, making sure I get 1,000 steps in 5 days a week, and sticking around a 1,400 calorie diet, I also want to replace 3 of my meals with chicken breast and vegetables. I'm hoping this will work on the plateau. I'm hoping I can just live my life, enjoy what I'm doing, pay attention, and it'll just work out. I don't want the diet to be all-encompassing. I want it to work within my lifestyle. I want it to be kind of like a no-brainer that is just habit, which it kind of is, but it still needs tweaking. So, that being said, breakfast today is going to be 2 of these salmon thingies, half a cup of old-fashioned oats, 1 cosmic apple, 2 eggs, and some sugar-free syrup with 3 teaspoons of brown sugar. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. Very simple breakfast. Takes about 30 minutes to make. 25 of it is in the oven for 425 degrees. Gets me around 40 grams of protein at about 900 calories. And it'll keep me full for most of the day, which is perfect. Because I think it's going to be a busy day and I want to take you guys along. And then tomorrow's going to be a busy day and I'm going to take you guys along. So let's get to it. I'm really excited. I don't know if you guys can tell. You probably can, but I am. All right, let's do this.
Mike and Mia have California closets.
Okay, so here's the finished product. As you can see, it's quite large. And because it's so large, it is roughly 950 calories with 70 grams of protein. 69. I always forget that there's one protein in my coffee every morning. That is gonna leave me with roughly 300 calories left for the day. I'm not gonna eat all this in one sitting. This is gonna be something that I'm gonna eat most of and then kind of have a little snack throughout the day. It's super tasty when it's hot or cold, so it's a great all-day meal. But I do need to plan around a 300 calorie limit for the rest of the day and needing to get in about 30 more grams of protein. Luckily, we have ahi tuna and some cauliflower rice. Well, I need to get cauliflower rice at the grocery store. Hopefully I remember that. But ahi tuna and cauliflower rice is gonna put me 350 calories with the seasoning with 57 grams of protein. I'm gonna be very low on my fat. I'm gonna be at 127 grams of protein today though, but only like 40 grams of fat, a lot of carbs. It is a very carb heavy day. Most of it's coming from old-fashioned oats and the apple, so I'm okay with them. I'm not gonna do it every day, but once a week is fine, twice maybe. I do love this meal a lot, but I do limit it at most 2 times a week. I think when I go grocery shopping today, I'm gonna remember to get smaller cosmic apples. That one was quite large. I usually just make sure that they look fresh, but I might wanna look at the sizes as well. Oh well, extra fiber today. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat like a good majority of this and then we'll be on our way. told you guys I was gonna take a little walk and show you the flowers. They'll be here next week. I'm exhausted right now. It's only 3:30, that's why I'm kind of laughing about it. I've been going since 5 a.m. though, and I still got some more stuff to do. Steven's currently mowing the lawn. I'm gonna let my hair air dry, so you'll see that tomorrow, but in the same video, so not that long. I just don't want to put heat on it after putting developer on it. I told myself I was never gonna put developer on it again, and then 3 months later, developer. At least it's 20 volume. From what I can tell, it's having the effect that I want. I just wanted a darker color that in the right light kind of hints of purple. I've still got some more research to do, got some editing to do, and I need to practice my knots. So I bought this on Amazon. I no longer have an Amazon account, but if you guys are looking for one, that's where I got it. And it came, it's this little placard thing that waterproof, fits in your pocket, great for learning sailing knots. It's called the Boating and Sailing Knots by Reference Ready. Also came with a cleat and 2 things of rope. And go over the cleat hitch, the halyard hitch. I don't think I need to go over the midshipman's hitch because that's one that we used a lot when in the Navy, and it just like stuck. It's never going away. It's fairly easy too, which is nice. The half hitch and 2 half hitches. The bowline, which honestly, look at bowline cheats on YouTube tutorials. So much easier. Everyone is always amazed when I show them my trick and it takes me 2 seconds to do a bowline, and they're over there going, the rabbit goes in the hutch, under the tunnel and through the trees. Bullshit that I can't remember. So just look up the cheats. It's a lot easier if you're interested. Some of you guys watch me for sailing. Some of you guys watch me for weight loss. Some of you guys just like going outdoors or hearing me talk, which is surprising because my voice is annoying and I never make sense. My channel's all over the place. It's the journey to the best me. Whatever it is, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna have a good time. And maybe learn something along the way. I'm always learning something new every day anyway, so you guys can too with me. And I guess with that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Day 2, and it's Sunday, sailing day, but not until 12 o'clock, 4 hours from now. We check the weather and windy and the port updates. If we leave by noon, it'll be about 1 o'clock when we get on the water, and then we have roughly about until 5 with some of the warmest weather we have seen this year, and knots staying consistently between 3 and 6 knots, and gusts up to like, what was it? Now I forgot. And gusts ranging from 9 to 12 knots. So we probably will put in 1 reef. We'll have to see what it looks like when we go down there. I was thinking one of these times that I go out there sailing, I want to kind of live stream it from my phone. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you guys would like me to put like a forewarning in my community tab, if anyone's interested. I do know that I get signal out there, so it is doable. Another thing I want to mention, this is how my hair came out. The camera and your TV settings or phone settings or whatever settings for coloration that you have, it never does it justice. So I'm going to describe it real quick. It's brown, but then if you hit a certain light, it looks plum. I like deep, dark browns. Mine was starting to lighten up. I also like adding a little bit of color. This came out exactly how I wanted it to. It is perfect until it fades and I have to do it again. But my hair is a little oily today. I left in a lot of oil after I put in a lot of oil and have not washed it out because my hair felt a little dry after the developer, so I saturated it with oil, and I don't know if it's going to do anything to help my hair, but leaving it a little extra oily today just felt like the right thing to do. Maybe help it along, get some moisture back in it. We'll see. That all being said, even though it is only 8 a.m., I've been up since 5 o'clock again, and I am hungry at this point. All that being said, I'm gonna cook breakfast a little early today. I'm, for some reason, really hungry, and with a higher protein diet, I did think that I would be satiated longer, but I'm just really hungry today. Maybe we did a lot of stuff yesterday and I didn't realize that I burned more calories. So I'm gonna need to make something that will keep me fuller longer, because it is 4 hours until we get on the boat, and then I'm not planning on bringing snacks on the boat, maybe a cheese stick. So I'm gonna need to make sure to get protein, complex carbs, and fats. What better way than a sweet potato tuna melt? And from my memory, it gives me about 40 grams of protein, I think 650 to 700 calories. Plenty of room for dinner or a snack after boating. Feeling really low energy today, even though I'm super excited to get out there. I'm also really nervous, so I'm hoping this will kind of make my brain cells start working. The coffee apparently wasn't enough. It's really weird being wide awake at 5 a.m. and your brain just hasn't caught up yet. That being said, I'll give you the count, the final results, And the next time I see you guys, we'll either be on the boat or on our way to it. All right, and here is my sweet potato tuna melt. It's got spinach, banana peppers, a little bit of relish, honey mustard, and mayo with avocado oil, and mozzarella cheese. I should have rinsed it first. It didn't really melt that well. If you rinse off the potato starch, it helps melt it, but it's fine. The heat from the other ingredients will help also. It is 784 calories, so I was pretty close. I did say, what, 750 to 800? It would have been less. I did grab a bigger sweet potato. I did accidentally add more mayo than I normally would, and I went a little ham on the cheese because I really wanted it this morning. 56 grams of protein though, and I've got 450 left. I already know what I'm having for dinner. It's gonna be, oh God, I forgot. It's gonna be these spinach herb mission carb balance tortillas. They are 70 calories per tortilla with 6 grams of protein. They're not the normal tortillas that I usually get, but they didn't have them in the grocery store. Usually they have 15 grams of protein in them, whey protein, which I prefer to get most of mine from Whole Foods, but I'll take it how I get it. But the Mission ones that are carb balanced that also have protein in them, like 15 grams, they're like $2.50 more than the ones I normally get. But these spinach herb ones are $2 less than the carb balanced Mission tortillas with higher protein, if that makes sense. These cost about what my normal ones do. And I thought it sounded like it would taste good. And they are a little bit larger, so more bang for my buck. And speaking about bucks, I wanted to go over real quick why I chose the 18 count large eggs instead of the 30 count medium eggs. So the 30 count medium eggs were, let's just round to $11.50 because tax, and the 18 count medium eggs were $7.50, rounding again. And if you do the math from $7.50 divided by 18 and $11.50 divided by 30, the medium eggs are 38 cents per egg, and the large ones were 41 cents per egg. Now, because I weigh out my eggs, I know that the medium eggs and the large eggs have a difference of 20 grams. So you get 20 grams more egg for the large. So for 20 more grams, you're paying, stay with me here, 0.15 of a cent more per egg, which in my head makes it worth it. Let me know if you're better at math, if you think I did that right or wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy this. I will see you guys on or near the boat. All right, so we are not on or near the boat. I did unintentionally lie to you guys, but I am very nervous. I'm really nervous. It is the first sailing trip out of the year, and last year the first sailing trip did not go very well. And I remembered it, so I watched a couple of the first few sailing videos that I made last year to kind of try and see where things went wrong. Oh wow, it's really lots of traffic today, which I will tell you guys if we can ever get out of here. Which I am happy to report that I do know where we went wrong in quite a few places. And I think we fixed them. So it should be a lot more manageable this year round. And it also shows to me that we are improving. The first one was that I saw a speedboat coming up close and fast behind us while I was about to put up the sails. Insert clip here. Speedboat behind you. I don't know why they're coming up so close.
Why is it tilting?
What a fucking dick! And then continued doing what I was doing. Like, I noticed and observed my surroundings, but I didn't take into account how those surroundings would impact what I was doing. So I know to do that now, which should have been obvious, but it wasn't. Also, not gonna get on top of the boat without a life vest. A personal flotation device. PDF. Oh, yeah, see, PFD. This is why I never say it, is because I am an office worker by heart and I will always go PDF. Do you want anything? No, thank you. Right, so pay attention to surroundings. Have your personal flotation device on you, on top of the boat, when you're working with the sails especially. Also, put up the main first. Putting up the jib is gonna make it a lot harder to put up that main, so main first. In that very same video, where we had been sitting in calm waters all day. All of a sudden we got some good wind. We decided to stay out after we put down our jib. What we really should have done was made sure to double reef our main and keep the jib up. The jib helps stabilize the boat. So what we had was very strong wind with a full main in the middle of our boat pushing us, and it wasn't really the best setup for success.
We're gonna go around again because I don't want to get near those guys.
And these guys?
Yep.
Wait, no, I don't like this. Oh, did I bring hair ties? It's really hot. Oh, I have one hair tie. Thank the Lords. Okay. Keep that handy because it's hot. And then the other thing is that when things got a little tricky, even though Steven knew what he was supposed to be doing, he didn't really communicate it to me well, and I do blame myself for that, and that's because I didn't really know enough for him to communicate what he was doing for me to understand. So at one point we ended up jibing. I didn't know we were about to jibe. I didn't expect things to be happening the way they were. Was it correct that we needed the boat to go in a certain way to avoid other boats in the area because we are less experienced and needed more room to work with? Yes. But I think you're supposed to say jibe ho. See, I still don't know all the stuff, but if he had said jibe, I would have known that we would have been switching directions really quickly and what it would have meant for our boat and our sails. I didn't. He didn't say it. It wouldn't have meant a lot to me at the time, but now I will know what to expect if that's happening, and he will communicate it a lot easier to me. And it'll be a lot easier for him to communicate it to me because I know the terminology, well, some of it now, and we have learned how to communicate together. We also have these things. They're little Bluetooth earpieces. Steven's right next to the motor. I'm usually up by the sails. He cannot hear me when the motor is running. These things have saved our voice boxes. And last but not least, I have spent time on the water. I do understand a little bit more about what to expect, and I do know that I am always a nervous wreck and I need to calm it down a bit. And I've worked on that. So I think the first sailing of the year is going to go a lot better than last year. I do know that I'm jinxing myself saying that, but I'm also pretty sure about it. So we're going to go check the water before we get to the boat. That is another thing that we started doing because it lets us know where we want to reef at, if we want to reef 1 or 2, etc. And so I will show you guys what we're checking to determine that, other than the windy app and the weather report. And then we will get the boat set up and out to sail. Wish us luck. I just want to let you guys know this is going to be a very long video. You probably already know that because when clicking on a YouTube video, it usually tells you how long it's going to be. I'll try and timestamp this out so that you can get to the parts that you're interested in. But right now you're going to notice a place that I have gone to a few times. It's very close to our boat, within walking distance. And it gets me a good idea of what the ocean is looking like. And I just like to double check it to kind of know what we got in store for us. It has like a really great vantage point. All right. So there are no white caps that are notable. Some of them are by the shore, but that isn't white caps. So if you're seeing some white caps like right along here or right along there, that is not actually white caps. What you're looking for is out there to see if there are any. Hi, Crow. And there are not, and I am feeling a slight breeze. I'm gonna guess that out there we're gonna hit about 5 knots of wind tops. So 2 sails, no reefs it is. And we can always put in a reef, but it is easier to start out reefed and then take it out. But I see no point in it, so. Next up, I need to practice catching the slip. That one's a little tricky for me. Steven wants to show me a boat that is a little bit larger than a boat that he's looking at for us to upgrade into. It is a 26-footer, so we wouldn't have to buy a new spot, which are hard to get here on the docks. But the cabin apparently is made to be larger and more livable. The boat itself has crossed oceans and could potentially cross oceans again, which is what we're looking for. But the funny thing is, it only has 1 sail, the main, and it's positioned a little bit higher up towards the bow of the boat. So this will be interesting because you wouldn't have to mess with the jib, and apparently it keeps it a little bit more less leany, less of a tilt heel. God, it's been a few months. But let's take a look at this real quick, huh? Wow, that's really noticeable. I can't believe I've never seen this before. Well, I don't go over here. But yeah, that's really on the bow of the boat. I thought it was just like a little bit more positioned up there.
Nope.
Wow. That is one big sail though. If you break that sail.
Like I said, this is bigger than one.
What would you estimate this one at?
This is about a 30 or 32.
That's the size we're looking for our final, right?
No, yeah, I'll say 32 to 42, something there, depending.
I feel bad looking at someone's boat. Yeah.
Besides, if this guy was here and saw us looking at his boat, he'd be bragging the fuck out of it.
Oh, I guarantee it, yeah.
So so some of the differences, right, is so that the way this works is differently. There's actually an adjustment there where you
Adjustment where?
up at the front. You can see a wishbone thing.
Right here?
No.
No, that's for the hook.
So see this wishbone? See that freaking whatever?
Pulley?
The pulley there? You let that out and this thing will move forward. And it
Oh,
helps adjust and trim the
the
sail.
wishbone moves
The
forward?
wishbone will move forward, and it helps change the shape of the sail, and that's one of the ways that you can kind of trim it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and the other thing is the mast is not stayed.
It looks like it's curved a little too.
Yep, it's under tension.
Oh, okay, yeah, well.
But the mast is not stayed. So notice that the mast doesn't have any cables down to the deck,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that means that this sail can be 90 degrees out.
Oh.
So you can basically use that, and that's one of the ways it helps. One of the ways that helps, you can help to keep it from leaning over.
Healing.
Right? Yes, that one. Because you can use that in control. But when you're going downwind, you can also have it all the way out like that. So there's a lot of things around that. But because of that being there, because of the mast isn't here, you don't have to have a bulkhead there.
Yeah.
So basically, you can open up the whole cabin. So
Oh.
it feels larger.
God, if he was here, he or she, or they, or them,
Yep.
if they were here, I would ask for a tour, honestly. And I bet they would give it to us because sailors love to brag about their boats.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, baby? Sorry. I cut him off and now he doesn't know what he was gonna say. That's my bad.
So this actually looks similar, not similar, except it's that's a different type of boat. But again, it only has the main on the same kind of a mast, but it's farther back than that one.
It also has a jib.
Yep.
So we need to figure out what this boat is called.
It's a non-such.
A non what?
Non-such. NONSUCH.
A non-such. We need to look at any potential drawbacks of a non-such. You don't just look at the good things about a certain boat, you have to look at the potential drawbacks to make a decision. So we'll start researching into that. That might be where we go. It is for sale now. Luckily, boats don't sell that fast, so.
It's been for sale for 40 weeks.
40 weeks, okay. So we've got some time, but now we need to work on our own boat. We gotta get the boom on. I don't think I remember how to set up the boat at all, so that'll be interesting. At least we don't have to put up the mast. Boom time. How's that hull look?
What's that?
Is the hull dry?
The bilge is dry.
Bilge. Okay, I gotta study my words again. It always squeaks. That's how our boat sounds, baby. Wait. This is wrong. Thank you. Do I need to grab tools? We might have tightened it so much.
Yep.
Okay, hold the boom.
Someone ate a clam on our deck.
What?
Someone ate a clam on our housetop.
These damn birds and their clams. Did I lie? I don't know if I have a wrench. We have wrenches, but they don't close.
Those aren't, we can't, that's not gonna.
There's a hammer. Do you want me to?
I need this down. Yeah, that's a good idea.
My finger. There we go. Perfect. Though it needs to be above that black line.
No, that's just the mark on there. This I set this to be exactly where I want it.
Oh, I thought the black line was where it had to be. Good call, putting the cleat there.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So I set up the travelers. Okay, I know there's a trick to this. You push in, it flips to its side, which it doesn't want to do. There it is. Okay, just being finicky. Pull out the pin. Now I remember why we left this sucker on all year. It's not entirely hard, it's just a pain. And it doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Boom. So I have some concerns about the main. There is a specific rope that we used to tie this hole to this right here, and that will keep the tension on our main. Not really quite sure where that rope went. Luckily we have plenty of lines and rope out here, so we'll make do. Steven will get the out haul ready. I'll get the jib ready. Alright, let's see if I can do this and not put my camera in the water. Slight problem with my camera setup. I'm missing an attachment, so some of this you guys just aren't gonna see. Alright, so we've got an issue. Damaged sail right here.
Yeah, it's potential it can just all rip out.
Yeah, that's not good. This is why when I say we're going sailing, it's fingers crossed. Oh, so we have two mains, both the same size? Or do we have one big jib and one small jib and no other main? All right, so we have to go home and reassess what's happening here. Shorter vlog than expected. It's really gorgeous out. We got the boom up. We know we need to get a certain rope for the main that's missing. And I know I need to grab an extra attachment for my camera thing. So not a total loss. Just want to take the dogs on another walk today then? You want to go kayaking in the little lake? We're going kayaking on the little lake instead. We'll check our sails when we get our kayaks out. At least we'll spend some time on the water. And I forgot my pamphlet. It gives me an opportunity to grab it in case we see some marine life. Have I been calling it animal life this whole time? I think it's marine life. Yeah. Anyway. Cross your fingers or fingers crossed is not a catchphrase for me, but I do say it a lot because things will not always turn out how you planned. And as long as you only have your fingers crossed, you aren't that disappointed. I'm still really happy to just be sitting on the boat and like working on it, honestly. Aren't you?
What?
Aren't you just kind of happy being on the boat and working on it? I mean, it was still fun. Still gorgeous out. All right, but kayaking, yeah, let's go do that. See you guys soon. There is no way in hell you would catch me trying to ride my bike up this hill. Absolutely not. All right, so let you do all the work. Ooh, there's a trailer in my way. Grass?
Well now we can back up and get it on the right side.
Back up? Okay, I get how we're doing it. So I go right,
Yep.
I back up,
Yep.
and then we go where I want to go.
Yep.
Okay. Easy peasy. I think I see a sail. It's behind that dog bed. How do you tell the difference between a main and a jib?
Because our main is battened. And that one is not. My concern is we can't put that in there. We're not using these. We'd have to take this off and hope. We'd have to test this to see if it actually functioned. But the other thing is this is not, there's no reefs in this.
There are no reefs.
This is the main, is this right here.
Okay, it isn't the foot, it's the head. Okay.
Yeah. But this is also
That's torn too.
questionable. I mean, we never use this. This is off the other boat, and this is that whole edge is questionable.
Uh-oh.
All right. So I mean, the fabric is good. Fabric I think is heavier, but this would need repaired, and it doesn't reef, which is a problem for us.
Well, and it doesn't even fit into our boom.
Well, yeah.
Because this doesn't have the straight edge,
Well,
like the hard edge, and then we'd have to take these off too.
We'd have to fit, this is the rope edge we'd be fine with. We'd have to take these off and see if this rope fit. But the problem is we don't have a reef. So we need a reef. Even if we don't need it today, we'll need it at some point.
I don't trust it.
Well, the problem is this isn't going to cause it to rip. That in there where that was and not reinforced could have had rip if it got underforced. And it probably would have been fine for today, but
Why risk it?
why risk it? Safety, right?
Safety.
All right, so that's useful for us. So we need to get the other one into a sail strap. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Waterproof things. Waterproof stuff.
Paddles.
Paddles. So In my mind, that's everything.
No, you're missing one of the safety things. There's where's the tow rope?
Tow rope.
I know my kayaking stuff. I am such a klutz. That hurt pretty good. I caught myself on this. Yeah. I am wearing every shade of pink there is, and not in a good way. But you know what, while you guys are laughing, or some of you maybe, I would. I'm protecting myself from the sun, and I'm gonna stay young forever. So where we're going kayaking is where we went and took the dogs on a walk, the previous video from this. We've kayaked there once before, but because it's such an open lake, it gets very windy and I didn't enjoy it. And you get out so far and then you find yourself having to paddle back a very far way in the wind. I'm gonna give it another chance. Even though I said I would never go to that lake again, we're gonna try again. And if I hate it this time, no more chances. We just won't go back to that one. In any case, I'm still really excited. And I think I brought all my stuff. And my leg doesn't hurt, it just got bumped and started bleeding. So at least there's that. Like, I did injure myself, but at least it doesn't hurt. Okie dokie, well, it has been a very busy weekend. Some plans needed to change. More plans were added later on. We have to go fix the sail, which means this coming Monday we gotta go visit a store and see if they can patch us up. Hopefully soon. It is the beginning of the sailing season, so they might be a bit busy. That's fine, we still can go hiking, kayaking, dog walking, etc. But we really do want to get on that water, so time will tell. For dinner, I am having, oh, you know what? Earlier I think I started explaining what I was going to have for dinner and never finished it. I'm having a spinach wrapped tortilla, avocado, spinach, mayo, and chicken. It's going to give me 54 grams of protein or 430 calories. Now, I did have a salami stick earlier out on the kayak, and I don't know how many calories that is. So I'm going to guess 50. So it's going to put me at 1,425 roughly for the day. Pretty dang close to the goal. And with 111 grams of protein, I am definitely hitting those goals. I'm really tired and really hungry. And I have talked a lot in this vlog, and none of them were about the same thing, really. So enjoy that. And I'm going to go enjoy this and say I will see you guys soon. Bye!